Dear Senate President, may I be given a chance to speak?
Prayer one.
Yes.
That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Agbotu-Uduaghan for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer one say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. I'd put the question. Those in support of prayer one say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. How do you amend a prayer that is unanimous?
Wow. So Senator Natasha Akpoti has been suspended for 6 months. You hear the craziest parts? When they brought up the prayers, they say those in support say aye, everybody aye. Those against say nay. Even one person no support her. Now, I immediately sent and gave one of my chairman because I told him, I said, this is a white elephant project. These fights cannot yield anything. Do you understand? Do you know what Natasha tried to do? Natasha tried to take the president, to report the Senate president to the Senate. Do you understand? How does that work? You are petitioning the president of the Senate to the Senate, the president of all lawmakers. You are suing him. Whether they talk through or not, you know, go still win. Especially in a place like Nigeria. What were you expecting? That some people will support you so that they will miss their chances for 2027? Some other people have a big political ambition that they are not ready to play with because of one Mrs. Natasha Uduaghan somewhere. This is Nigeria. She didn't really calculate her fight properly. That being said, for me, I love the fact that she stood up for herself. You understand? I love it. Whether they like him or not, they out there. If they like, if the man do him, I don't know. If he no do him, I don't know. But she don't speak her truth and the thing don't free. But you see why this fight is against her somehow. Because this thing happened to you. You had an opportunity to speak. You didn't speak. Although for victims, you cannot tell them the right time to speak. The time that they speak is always the right time. There's no particular time to speak for the victim. But from Natasha's angle, and I will go 50-50, right? From Natasha's side, it can't be as if Natasha, they deliberately disrespect the Senate president because she gets something on her. That being said, again, the Senate from the other angle, it can't be as if as she no green knock Senate president too, they throw us up and they poke her. So now 50-50. From Natasha's side, it be as if because of the evidence, she no one respects Senate president. From the other side, it can't be as if Senate president, they deliberately they poke her because she no be give am knocking to knock. So it's a 50-50 thing. But in the case of say she's Senate president, we all knew that was not going to fly. But like I said before, the Senate president is supposed to stand trial. To be very honest, it's supposed to stand trial. They accuse you of something. She claims she have evidence. Did you people even bother to do an investigation to see her evidence? When I don't see her evidence, before when I just conclude, I don't rush now, go suspend the lady now. The lady don't get anything to talk. What was she even expecting? She wouldn't have started this fight, to be very honest. So how many women did the house? How many women did the house? I'm not saying Natasha is saying the truth, though. It's possible that she cooked up the story. And it's possible that she's saying the truth. But I wish she had come out with that kind of thing, if evidence no they did now word of mouth, because she said the guy man make advances, the husband they went there, they touch her hand and all that. Anyway, Senator Natasha, stay strong. And then for women, I know a lot of women, this will stop a lot of women, a lot of victims. It will push a lot of victims back to the cupboard, to push a lot of victims back to the closet, because they've seen that if somebody as big as Senator Natasha would come out to something like this and she would not get justice, then talk less of them that are not up to her level. It's a very complicated situation. That being said, I'm not saying that Senator Natasha is saying the truth or Senate President Akpabio do am. But I'm just saying that she deserved a trial. If at all, she deserved trial. Two of them, the Senate president needed to calm down first. Make deputy take over, then make them go through the case properly. Make everybody bring their evidence. Then anybody where no can get evidence, then that person, they feel sanction them, or they go strip them off the Senate, blah, 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 blah. But it's just so unfair that it had to end like this. But welcome to Nigeria. Like I said before, I don't tell my chairman, even though he argued with me, I told him, I said, bros, Senator Natasha will not get anything out of this. We are talking about the number 3 man in the country. That's the number 3 man in the country as far as democracy is concerned. So I don't know. But Senator Natasha, stay strong and then keep fighting and then continue being like the voice to the women, because you have been trying so far. Me, I respect you, especially for that Yaya Bello fight where you stand up against them. A lot of people don't know about that story. And then the one of the Ajakuta steel, you know, the Russian government, you know, everything. I mean, people where they know what's up, they know who you are. But again, I think you were a little bit sentimental with this fight. A lot of sentiment came into it. And lastly, you see why the fight, you cannot even win the fight, no matter what. This man is close to your husband, very, very close ally to your husband. The only way to fall this guy, man, down, now if you bring something very, very deep. And from the way they say you and say your husband, they're very close to this man. If you bring something very deep, it go affect your husband as well. So your hands are tied, you know, your hands are really tied. But then again, it's a win-win. You spoke up. That's the most important thing. You know, for your 6 months, I don't know if you still owe money. I don't get anything on me right now. I don't get much. I don't get much on me right now. Sending you prayers. Peace and love. Take care. Don't play.